Welcome everyone. My name is Brandon. I'm from SEO Optimizers, which is my company, and I want to present to you how we use search engine optimization to grow our sales and leads and help us get more traffic without really relying on paid ads or other traffic sources. And I want to explain how you could do it yourself. And this class or presentation is really for anyone that's selling a product or service online, anyone with e-commerce business, affiliate marketers, coaches and consulting companies, anyone selling digital products, SaaS, subscription companies, or anyone that's trying to transition to SEO, and agencies that might be looking to learn about SEO and how to incorporate it into their own services. Also, this is for anyone that's seen the price of ads go up and up and up over the years, and you can see how expensive Google, Facebook ads, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, I mean, all these platforms have ads and they just keep rising and rising. So trying to show you how to diversify and not really put all your eggs in one basket, to make sure you're getting traffic from a variety of different sources and really focusing on that SEO long-term strategy. And anyone that's searching for new leads, new sales, new contacts. Also, anyone that's looking to capitalize on free traffic from Google. That's really my favorite part about SEO, is you're getting free traffic from Google, and Google is one of the most popular websites out there right now. So can't go wrong with free traffic from Google. And this is also for anyone that's trying to get ahead of their competitors and just get that competitive advantage and see how they could outrank them and start conquesting and generating that traffic. And this is anyone that's not, or this is not for anyone that does not have a physical product or service. This is not for people that are small-minded or anyone that doesn't want to invest time and money into their business, because you have to invest some time and money to get those results. Not as much as you would with ads, but you still have to invest some. And it's not for entrepreneurs or anyone that's just starting off, because this is really going to get you to the next level and drive those sales and take your business to that next level where you can really prosper and succeed. And this is, and so imagine what your business could look like if you had new consistent leads coming in, a flow of consistent leads coming in daily, all reducing your ad or your dependency on paid advertisements. That's really what I want to focus on. And I will show you how that works in just a few minutes. But the next 45 minutes, I'm going to really show you how to create a bursting pipeline of new sales and leads using the power of search engine optimization. I'm going to go over my strategy that's proven time and time again that I use for myself and my clients that actually get people off of Google and actually to convert into your sales funnel. And I'll show you the exact strategies and techniques we use to get traffic to convert into paying customers. Also, I'll show you how you can create your own high converting SEO campaign, even if you have no SEO experience, and how you can turn your website into a sales and leads magnet or machine by targeting the right audiences on Google using the different tactics and techniques that we've perfected over the years that gets them to convert into clients. Also, I'll show you how you can spy on your competitors' strategies so you can really ethically hijack your competitors' traffic and start getting their traffic to fall into your funnel, and all while reducing your dependency on paid ads from Google, Facebook, wherever you might be spending money. And in this, there's really nothing for sale. It's just proven content and strategies that will revolutionize your advertising and marketing. And just to show you a couple of reviews to show you that what's been going on. This is Chris. He's tried to wrap his head around SEO for the past couple of years. He's come to a couple of my classes, and within the last 2 months, his e-commerce website from ranking 31 keywords to now 130 keywords ranked on Google, with an estimated monthly searches or estimated monthly clicks of 3.5 thousand clicks to the website, which if you run paid ads would cost $2,300 per month. So this is where you kind of see running ads. It'll get a little pricey to get those 3,500 clicks, whereas with SEO, you can get those 20, you get that essentially by investing your time and money, and you wouldn't have to spend that $2,300 month over month, because essentially with SEO, you stay up there. You're not going to drop down those rankings. And here's some of the past clients I've worked with where you can see that this is organic traffic pulled directly from Google Analytics, which is the only way I would track traffic is through Google Analytics. It's 100% accurate, and it's going to be more in depth than other tracking tools, which I explain in depth in the classes, other classes, why you need to use it. But you can see this client started off at 5,600 visitors, and now 2 years later, they're getting 54,000 visitors monthly to their website. So you can see huge increase in organic traffic. And this is all using SEO strategies that I've done for myself and my clients time and time again. Also, this is Mark. He's saying, and you can see I've been doing this for a while. You can see this review is from 8 years ago, and this is from Google and Yelp, the reviews I'm showing you. And you can see Mark said that they helped 2 of my businesses rank on the top of Google, Bing, and Yelp within a few months. I've been ripped off by other SEO companies, but SEO optimizers is not like that. They treat you like you are a person and want to help you succeed, because that's really what we want to do, is make sure you get that traffic. Here's another client I worked with. A few months into working with them, they start off with 4,900 visitors coming to their website from Google. Now they're up to 12,000 visitors a month coming to their website, and that's just within 3 months. So you can see there's big jumps in traffic that could be huge increases that will turn into sales. And here's Valerie from Yelp. I've been needing a search engine optimization, but I've not been able to find a reliable company. I have tried 4 different marketing agencies in San Diego, and they have all let me down. I'm glad I started looking in the Los Angeles area, as I was able to find SEO optimizers. They are extremely helpful, responsive, and the results speak for themselves. They're always around to take my calls and better explain what's going on and how the process is going on my website. It's now been 9 months working together, and all my target keywords are on the first page of Google, and most have the top position. I was glad I was finally able to find a reliable company that knows what they are doing when it comes to SEO. And this is just one of the countless reviews. I'll just show a couple more real quick. And this is Glacier. I've been doing this for a while, and this is from 2016. That I've been using Brandon services for 2 years now, and I was lucky enough to be contacted to work with him and gain more traffic and sales for my Etsy and Instagram shops. And immense gratitude. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I love working with Brandon. He's good at what he does. I received a huge boost in followers, sales, and overall traffic. I definitely can say this one's a keeper when it comes to all your social media platforms. If you own a small business and want to grow, this is your guy. He's helped me grow for the past 2 years, and I'm very satisfied. And if any of this sounds like you, that you're tired of getting lukewarm, kind of subpar leads from Google or Facebook, all while the ads prices keep going up and up, then this is really perfect for you. Do you really depend solely on ads for your business to survive? Worrying that if they shut you down tomorrow, your sales will dry up? Because I see a lot of people with Facebook or Google accounts that get shut down all the time just because they're not following or abiding by the terms of service, and they could just shut you down anytime, and then that pipeline of sales and leads is just going to really disappear. So also, if you can't get the ROI you're looking for from your paid ads or Google ads, and even if you do find a winning ad, trying to scale it is a total nightmare, because once you try to push more money into it, it's that economy of scales. It's not always going to grow the same as you would expect it to go. So, and if you've tried SEO in the past, but you couldn't discover the formula to get Google to rank you, you know SEO is a long-term strategy that will bring in a never-ending supply of targeted traffic if only you had the roadmap to learn it. Do you feel that people would love your product or service if only they knew existed? This is really what I wanted to show you, is how you could have income targets for your website, but don't just know how to hit them consistently or scale. Then this is for you, because we've been where you're at, and we want to show you what works for us and for our clients. And the great news is, if any of this feels like you, none of these are the symptoms, or none of these things are actually the problem. They're only symptoms. The real problem, you're stuck on using yesterday's SEO strategies that haven't been upgraded to the new model of SEO best practices, with the key principles I'm going to show you today that work to get you more targeted traffic, more income, consistent leads directly from SEO that fall right into your business, a diversified strategy that doesn't rely on outdated SEO methods. I'm also going to show you how you could use Google's vast reach to rapidly scale your business and harness the wild west of SEO and take advantage of that free traffic that Google is going to provide for you if you optimize your website in the ways that they're looking for you to do it. Also, I'm going to show you, how to make your website more than just a traffic driver, and how to warm up leads to get them to actually convert off your website. So instead of just visiting your website, now they're actually interested and want to learn more. And I really want to leverage the power of Google organic free SEO traffic to show you how to turn cold traffic into piping hot sales leads. And I want to show you a scalable approach to SEO where you can quickly grow and just keep it growing and gain an advantage in your market by targeting your competitors' high converting keywords and putting yourself directly in front of your competitors. And what you need to know about this training is that after this training today, you'll know how to use SEO to create a scalable and consistent pipeline of new and hot leads from SEO or from Google. And a couple other reviews just to show you that this has worked for lots of other of my clients is, see, Melanie, SEO optimizers are amazing. I started a new job last month and needed to improve our overall marketing. I'm well versed in offline marketing, but online was a new world to me. Luckily, I found SEO optimizers. They've given me the assurance that they know what they're doing. I started off with some simple website changes, instantly saw an increase in my traffic. Went from 5 visitors a day to 20, which is not that big of a jump, but still, if you're only getting 5 visitors to 20, that's still growth. And 6 months later, you can see now they're getting 100 visitors a day and their boss cannot be happier. And this is just what they're looking for. And this is the best thing. Unlike any other companies, they work month to month. So you could really get those results and see that traction. And you can see, here's another client that started off with 5,899 visitors back in 2019. Now in 2020, they're getting 19,000 visitors a month to their website organically using free traffic from Google, only organic free traffic. And imagine if you get 19,000 visitors to your website a month. How much is that worth? That's worth tens of thousands of dollars. And we could do this for a fraction of that cost. Also, here's another review from Google from Jenna 2 years ago. I live in Santa Monica. I was looking for an SEO company in Los Angeles. I contacted them after reading the positive reviews on Yelp and hired them to help with my organic SEO and get me ranking higher in Google. After using the services for 3 months, I noticed a significant increase in my rankings, not only in Google, but Yahoo and Bing and other traffic sources as well. And I strongly recommend them to anyone, anywhere looking for an SEO company that is trustworthy and reliable. And you can see Jenna start off with 2,000 visitors back in May of 2020. And in September, now they're getting 5,241 visitors a month. So you could see doubling the traffic within a few months, and doubling from 2,000 to 5,000 organic visitors is going to bring a lot more targeted people that are going to convert and get into that sales funnel. Also, Joseph from 8 years ago, top-notch SEO company, SEO services. They helped rank my site in Google within 2 months for multiple keywords and got me new clients. I'm very happy and recommend Brandon. He knows what he is talking about. Also, John, meanwhile, is all I can say. Brandon knows exactly what he's doing. He's grown my following and my photography business from 162 to now sell over 600 prints in just a couple of days. The best part is every day I'm still growing. Highly recommended. Any of their services makes your life 1,000 times easier. I've already received business inquiries I normally would not have received if it wasn't for their help. Thanks so much, guys. So who am I? My name is Brandon Leibowitz. I'm the founder of SEO Optimizers, and I've been involved with digital marketing for the past 13 years, helping businesses get more traffic and get them to help scale and grow and get that visibility from Google. I've worked at advertising agencies as a director of SEO and worked at a lot of other companies in the past. Right now, my main focus is on helping website owners harness the power of SEO to grow and scale their business. And just to show you it works, I mean, if you go into Google, Google thinks that Brandon Leibowitz is the best looking guy in Los Angeles, which I know I am definitely not the best looking guy in Los Angeles. I have a lot of competition. There's a lot of other actors and celebrities out there. And I just want to show this, just showing you that it's easy to trick and manipulate the system and trick Google. And if you search on Google, you'll see still number one with that big picture. My images appear on the first two right there. And if you click onto the post, you can even see that I say that this is just a joke to show you how easy it is to rank in Google, because I'm not really that conceited. I don't think I'm the best good looking guy, but so I'll show you some other examples of what I've been able to do. And I teach lots of classes and seminars and workshops to business owners and entrepreneurs. And here you can see me speaking. And I have my own meetup that I created that has hopefully going to break 5,000 members in a couple of weeks, where I talk about different SEO and social media and marketing strategies over the past years and grown that. And I am a teacher at General Assembly, which is a digital marketing college, which has kind of expanded all over the world. And I teach SEO courses there. I help out with SCORE, which is also associated with the SBA, Small Business Association, and help them as well and teach classes and mentor people and try to give back as much as possible. But I do teach these classes at a lot of different places. And just to show you that it works with SEO, and I help out with social media. You can see my Twitter has 45,000 followers. Instagram has 20,000 followers. And again, my name is Brandon Leibowitz, and I want to show you how you can harness the power of SEO to really grow and scale your own business. And I want to talk about the different pillars of an SEO campaign, a successful SEO campaign. And I'm not going to talk about the old ways to do SEO, the outdated ways, because there's a lot of strategies out there, but we have to go with what works. What works in the past doesn't always work today, especially with Google. Google is constantly changing. So we have to just adapt and look at the strategies that work today and focus on what's going to get you that traffic in 2020 and 2021 and the future from there, and not just look at what's going on now. And really the main way we're looking at this is looking at this as an organic search conversion funnel. We don't want to just get you organic traffic. We want to convert that traffic from Google, get you those rankings, then get them to click from Google onto your website. Once they're on your website, we want to make them stick and actually engage and actually do whatever your call to action is, whether you want them to call you, email you, make a purchase, whatever your conversion goal is. We want them to actually convert. We don't want to just get you traffic, because traffic is not a means to an end. That's just the starting point. Once you get that traffic, we got to make sure they go through your funnel and actually convert into a client, sales, leads, or phone call, whatever it may be that you're trying to accomplish. And you can see that 89% of traffic, or 89% of people, use Google to help make purchase decisions. So before people make a purchase, they're going to search on Google, and having a presence on Google is huge. And you could have ads, but 80% of people skip the ads on Google because they know their ads. The organic results, which is what I want to show you how you can get into the SEO, the organic side of things, get 20 times more clicks than the ads do, because people are getting smarter and smarter and know that their ads at the top of Google. They don't want to click the ads. And about 64% of all the clicks in the search engines are for organic results. And a lot of people, it would be 80%, but not everybody clicks on a listing. When you search on Google, sometimes you hit that back button or you do a new search. So it's not always going to result in a click, but 64% of the time when people do click, it's going to be in the organic listings. And most businesses do not use SEO correctly. And that's really what I want to show you today, is how you can properly implement SEO. And it's really the golden era of SEO. I mean, a lot of people tell me that it's tough or it's dying off, but it's still a lot of opportunities out here. And especially when Facebook and Google ads are really increasing and not dropping, and SEO still remains untapped. It is a little saturated, but there are ways to penetrate that market and not have to deal with that saturated market. And best practice is to have a diversified sources for your sales and leads. And people tell me this all the time, that SEO is dead. I've been doing SEO since 2007. Right when I got involved in SEO in 2007, I would read articles that SEO is dying off, SEO is dead, SEO is not going to work. And I kind of thought that was true until I realized that SEO is not dead. SEO is just different. You just have to adapt with the times and change and adjust your strategy to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Because as long as there's search engines, there's always going to be organic results, and we want to catch you in those organic results. So if search engines disappear, SEO will probably disappear, but I don't see that happening anytime in the near future. But you never know what's going to happen. I mean, everything is really quickly moving nowadays. I mean, what works today might not work tomorrow, so we'll just have to see what happens in the future. But for the past 13 years, I've been hearing that SEO is dead, and it's not dying off anytime soon. So what is SEO and how does it work? Well, SEO is really ranking websites on Google, and we're trying to maximize the visitors to the specific page on your website. We're not just trying to optimize your website, because every page on your website is an opportunity to rank for different keywords. So we want to try to optimize as many pages as possible, because then we could target different sets of keywords and drive targeted visitors to those specific pages. Because somebody looking for SEO services might not want to use my social media services. So you want to have dedicated pages that are optimized for that specific user to get them to convert. And when we search in Google, it used to just be, there's just websites in Google, and that's all there were, which is kind of how it looks for most people. When you search in Google, you'll see the ads are at the top, then there's ads at the bottom of Google. So ads will be at the top, and there will be ads at the bottom. There might be 4 ads at the top, or 3, or 2, or 1, or 0. At the bottom, there might be 3 ads, or 2, or 1, or 0. It's kind of all, it's different for everybody. If we all search right now for the same exact keyword, we're all going to get slightly different results. Some of us might get shown ads, some of us might not get shown ads, but in between those ads is organic results. And that's called SEO. There's 10 websites that are listed in those organic results. And that's what we want to do, is get your website listed in those organic results. But nowadays with Google, it's not just websites that you see that are appearing. There's images that appear. So if you have any images on your website, we're going to go in and optimize all those images, because when you search in Google, Google will sometimes show images in there. And if your website's on the first page of Google and you have images, that doubles your chances of someone clicking onto your listing. If you're a local business, then you can get in Google Maps, Google My Business, And then you could have even more visibility, because now you could have your maps listed on there. You could have your website, you could have your images. Also, if you have videos, Google will display videos in the search results, because Google wants to really make things dynamic and keep you engaged and keep you on there. So sometimes Google will show videos. So best practices, optimize any videos that you have to show up in the search results. And you can see these videos 90% of the time, they're going to be YouTube, because Google owns YouTube and Google only wants to make money. So if you search on Google and you don't click on an ad, Google's not making money. They're not going to be really happy about that. They'll just be like, that didn't work too well for us. We're not making any money. So they're not too happy. But if you scroll down and you see a video and it's a YouTube video, the first thing you see anytime you watch YouTube videos, an ad is going to pop up. So Google is still making money because Google owns YouTube. So I would highly, highly recommend everyone try to build up a presence on YouTube. People want visual content. They don't want to just read websites. And I feel like YouTube is going to have a bigger presence in the future. But again, nobody really knows what's going to happen in the future. But I feel like video will have a big presence. And really, the main thing is we're trying to take up as much real estate as possible on that first page of Google without spending money on ads. So if we could have your website listed on there, your images, videos, and a map, I mean, that's really taking up a lot of real estate on that first page of Google. And that is going to really draw people's attention into click on yours versus those 10 other websites on that first page of Google. So really, we just want to get you that visibility to get you that free real estate. And why is SEO so effective? It's because people are actively searching on Google for your products and services all the time. And Google receives 5.6 billion searches a day, which is pretty crazy to try to think of that in perspective. But just think about 5.6 billion searches happen every single day where people are potentially looking for your product or services. And the main thing about Google is there's intent. People are actively typing into Google keywords looking for products, services, solutions to their problems. Whereas with social media and other types of platforms, there's no intent. People are just browsing around Instagram or Facebook. They're not actively looking for your product or services. That's why I love Google, is because they're going to give you intent-based searches, or people that have intent. And intent means they're going to want to use your product or services. So to show you a couple more reviews before I dive into some more is John from Yelp. Many years ago, and this is 2015 that this review is, and John saying, many years ago, Brandon updated my marketing material on my website and my social media. I immediately became #1 in my field, and to this day, I'm still the highest ranked organic business in Google search results. Can't thank him enough. SEO Optimizers was the best decision I've ever made for advertising my small business. Jason, a few months ago, super knowledgeable, easygoing, and friendly. I was able to get on the first page of Google for multiple search terms with the help of Brandon's experience, advice, and help. Also, Joe from 2016 on Yelp. If you want to get to the top of the search engine rankings, you have to look no further than SEO Optimizers. These guys are the best at what they do. If you want to build traffic to your website and make more money, you just have to have these guys help you out. In no time, you'll be #1, just like I've gotten Joe up to #1. And Jamie, I took Brandon's General Assembly SEO Bootcamp class and was totally blown away. He's definitely an expert in this field and has so much knowledge that you cannot just find by reading articles or by doing Google searches. Highly recommended. And Erica, another one that came to my classes, and this was in 2016. Brandon is the best SEO guy I've ever met. I met him through Meetup, where he puts on classes in Santa Monica. His class was very cool with lots of information. Since then, I've privately had one-on-one classes with him to help my business scale, and he has been a blessing to what I need to know. Thank you, Brandon. I would recommend you to my book of business, friends and family. I've worked with Erica and still work with her to this day, and optimizing your website for Google. So what we want to do is optimize your website for Google and also for people to maximize conversions, because we want to get Google to give you that free traffic, but then we also want to make sure that traffic converts. We don't want to just send traffic to your website when your website's not optimized for conversions. And the biggest mistake entrepreneurs and marketers make when optimizing their website is not spending the time doing the foundation work, not doing the basics of setting up, doing keyword research, spying on the competition. I mean, you have to do the foundational work. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of backtracking, which I see a lot of my clients do, is we have to kind of start and backtrack and work our way forward and progress and make tweaks to things that should have been there, because we got to get that foundation first. It's like building a house. Got to get that foundation first before you start adding the lighting and the carpentry. You got to get that basic foundation. The second biggest mistake is starting from scratch and not knowing where to go, because you need to follow a proven process to optimize your website to get it to convert. You don't want to just guess at what works or what doesn't work, because you're going to have to really spend a lot of time backtracking. And if you could avoid that and learn what successful websites have, which is really primarily comes down to content and backlinks. Content meaning good quality content. Google wants to see original content on your website. Make sure you have a value proposition. That way it hooks people. So good original content is for Google. The value proposition is for the people to get them to actually want to follow up and continue to learn more about your services. And when you write content for your website, though, you do have to focus on the reader. You want to write it for Google, for the search engines, but you have to also focus on the reader to make sure it's concise, easy to read, has a good call to action, it makes sense, it educates them, where you're giving golden nuggets and tips of information to the visitor that's actionable information that the visitor can use to solve the problem. Even if they don't buy off of you, you still want to give them that solution so they know that you're going to give them that positive or give them that help. Service-based businesses give readers complete information on one or two topics, but then leave them wanting more. So then they reach out to you. Or if you sell a physical product, explain how your product solves that problems, or that solves their problem and what the solution is. But always, always, always make sure you have a clear and concise call to action to get the visitor off of Google or off of your website and into your sales funnel. You need to make it simple, explain exactly what action you want them to do and what they will get from doing it. Force a decision between taking action or visiting the next website and hitting that back button. So content, really, really important. And good content is naturally going to attract backlinks. So backlinks are essentially inbound links pointing to your website. So you want to get clickable, so you want to get other third-party sites to talk about you. The more third-party sites that are talking about you, the more trust Google is going to have, and the higher up you're going to be able to rank. And there's a ton of different ways to build backlinks, but you want to focus on building quality backlinks, because if you build the wrong type of backlinks, it's going to actually drop you in rankings. So instead of moving up the rankings, which is what we want to do, you have to make sure that you build the right type of backlinks, not the wrong type of backlinks. And here's an example of a backlink. So if you're on the LAtimes.com and you're reading this article, and in this article, you see this blue clickable link where it says 𝐖𝐈 seafood chain. And if you click on that link and it takes you off of the LAtimes.com and now you're on 𝐖𝐈seafoodchain.com, 𝐖𝐈seafoodchain.com is getting a backlink from the LA Times. So you want to get other third-party sites to give you clickable links that point to your website. The more third-party sites that link out to you, the more trust Google's going to have, and the higher up you're going to be able to rank, because backlinks build trust. Google does not trust anybody. I could build a website, and I could build a website on WordPress pretty fast and build a site saying that I'm a doctor in Los Angeles. And Google's like, is Brandon really a doctor? Because we don't want to just send people to his doctor's office without making sure he really is a doctor. So they want to see that other websites are talking about my doctor's office, like WebMD, or if I'm on Yelp or Google Maps or Wikipedia or Huffington Post or all these different sites. That builds trust, because now Google sees that my doctor's office is mentioned on WebMD, and that makes sense. That passes on relevancy, because Google's looking for other relevant sites to link out to you. This is really how Google's algorithm started, is with backlinks. It all is about backlinks. There's a lot of other stuff that's added on nowadays, but it really just came down to backlinks. The more backlinks you would have, the higher up you'd rank. It was a popularity contest, but now we want to build quality, not quantity, because too many people were tricking Google and gaming the system and weren't really building quality backlinks. And quality backlinks come from authoritative sites and relevant sites. Those are the main things that Google's looking at when it comes down to backlinks. And what backlinks are going to do is it's going to get Google to rank you higher in the search results. And that's going to get you more traffic from Google. So the backlinks, if you get an article on the LA Times, you might get some visitors that click from the LA Times onto your website, but that's not really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get Google to see that the LA Times wrote an article about you. That's going to get Google to trust your website more. And if your website has more trust, Google's going to move you up those rankings. And if you get higher rankings, that's going to turn into more targeted traffic. So one of the biggest factors stopping business owners from optimizing their website is how much time they think how much time they think it takes to do SEO and how difficult they think it is to rank on Google, when it's really not that difficult. It does take time for Google to give you those results and give you those rankings, because Google really, again, does not trust you. You have to build trust. That's the biggest thing, is SEO takes time. It takes about 6 months to get those full results. You'll start moving up within the first couple months to really get traction, though it does take about 6 months because Google does not trust anybody. You have to build trust. There's a lot of ways to build trust, but the best way to build trust is with backlinks. Backlinks from relevant, authoritative sites are going to build that trust to let Google know you are who you say you are, and not just some fly-by-night scam hacker type of website, but you are really a legitimate business, because over half the internet is kicked off Google. Think about like the dark web and all these weird, crazy, obscure sites. Google has to scrutinize everybody, and they do not trust anybody. You have to build that trust. And building trust takes a lot of time. It's not something you can just instantly do. Google wants to see that you build that trust up consistently, and then they will give you those rankings. And it is a combination of your keyword research, your website optimizations, and link building strategies that lead to more website conversions. SEO is confusing. It's a little tricky, but it's not as complicated as you think. If you're trying to beat Google, then it is complicated. If you're trying to figure out how Google works, it is very complicated, because the way Google works is what they have, or any search engine, they have what's called spiders that go around crawling the internet line by line, reading all the code of your website, trying to figure out what your website's about. And then they try to rank you accordingly. So here's an example of my website. This is what we see when we visit my website. But what Google sees is completely different. Google sees coding only. They are not able to read your images, videos, all that stuff gets stripped down to text. Google only sees content. That's why content is so important, because that's all Google could read, and they feed off content. The more content you have, the higher up you're going to rank in Google, because now Google better understand what your website's about. And Google takes all this information that they're learning, or that they've read off your website, and they throw it in their algorithm, which is kept top secret. Nobody knows how it works. And even if anyone did know how it works, it changes every day. So if I knew how Google's algorithm works, tomorrow Google's algorithm is going to change, and I'm out of luck. I mean, it's only minuscule, tiny changes that Google makes daily, but they have over 200 ranking signals, and trying to figure out all those ranking signals is going to be really, really tough, because Google changes every few months. They'll have big updates. And if Google sees that you're doing the wrong type of SEO, they'll actually penalize you. So instead of ranking higher, you'll rank lower. So I don't want to dive too much into the penalties, but Google has these Panda, which is going after the content, Penguin, which is all about the backlinks, making sure you build good quality backlinks. And then Hummingbird is just another one that's all about the human language, artificial intelligence, which I don't want to spend too much time on these, because I could go on and on about these algorithm updates, but it doesn't really matter how Google works. We are not here to beat Google. Remember, we are not here to beat Google. Anyone that can beat Google would be amazing, but in a few days, you're not going to be able to beat Google, because Google is changing. What we are trying to do is figure out, what has your competition done? How much SEO has your competitors done? What keywords have they used? What backlinks have they done? We want to outrank your competition, because we're not trying to beat Google. Remember this. We're not trying to beat Google. We're just trying to figure out who's on that first page of Google. What 10 websites are on that first page of Google? How much SEO have they done? And how can we do more SEO than they have done? So competition, you have to really understand, online and offline is very different. Competitors offline, like if I'm a restaurant and I have 20 other restaurants on the same block as me, we're all direct competitors offline. But online, if none of them rank on Google, I don't care about the strategies. I only care about who's on that first page of Google and how much SEO have they done. What we want to do is really identify our competition and see what they've done. Look at their on-page SEO, meaning what keywords they're using, how they've optimized their website, how much content they've utilized. There's a lot that we could look at their on-page. Then we could also look at their backlink strategy. What backlinks are they building? Do they do PR? Are they doing, what are they doing? We could see all this information. And then we could spy on the competitions and really prioritize who's on that first page, position 1, position 2, position 3, and keep going on, and just do our competitor analysis and kind of benchmark ourselves versus the competition, because everything with SEO is transparent. I could see everything you're doing, and you could see everything I'm doing. That's the nice part about SEO, is everything is transparent, 100% transparent. There's nothing hidden. It's all about just knowing where to look and how to find this information. That's all it comes down to. And then you just write better content, build better backlinks, and you will get those rankings because, again, we are not trying to beat Google. You're not going to be able to beat Google, but you will be able to beat those 10 other websites on that first page of Google. That's what we're trying to do. And I have standard operating procedures that I use for myself and for my clients to help them get to the top of Google. And it basically comes down to just creating a strategy for SEO strategy first, looking at your structure, the hierarchy of your website, how it's built, the architecture. Then we work on the creative, the content development of the website. Then we launch it, and then we analyze everything and see what's working, what's not working, and then tweak that strategy. And it's continuously being optimized because it's never complete. There's always new keywords, always new opportunities to rank and conquest traffic. And what we're trying to do is cast a wide net of keywords to find the winners. So essentially, we're going to be throwing keywords up everywhere and creating content. And then we can start seeing, we're going to miss a few times, but then we can see what sticks. And what sticks is what we want to focus on, because these are the keywords that have intent, and that's going to help buy or drive purchases to your website. So the way we do this is with analytics. We have to use data back to make informed decisions. We don't want to just guess at what's working or what's not working, because the data is there. You have this data, you just have to take advantage of it. And then we can make fact-based decisions, not assumptions. With this data, we could see what keywords you're ranking for, what position you're in, how much traffic is getting, how many sales you're getting. All this stuff is transparent. It's just looking and utilizing the proper tools to really dive in and see what works, what's not working. And that's going to help you get that always win mindset, because your SEO campaigns either succeed or you have to gain the SEO knowledge to help you succeed in the future. So if your campaigns fail, you take that knowledge and learn from it. You don't just give up. And when you do SEO and follow this process, you will always find the winning keywords. And you can see here's data just pulled from Google Search Console, which is a free tool from Google. It's going to show you, and it's from Google. It's going to show you what keywords you rank for, how many clicks, how many impressions, meaning how many people have seen your listing. Click-through rate, CTR, means how many people have clicked on your listing, impressions divided by clicks. And then position means what position you're in on average. So you can see this website, we're in position 5 for a lot of keywords that are getting thousands of impressions. We could optimize those keywords and move it up to the number 1 position. You can see now we're getting tens of thousands of impressions, and now we're getting a lot more clicks. So in the past, we're only getting 100 clicks, 50 clicks, but now you can see we're getting 13,000 clicks, 5,000 clicks, 200 clicks, which is still not as much, but these are targeted intent-based keywords that have intent behind them that are actually going to drive sales. So this is where the analytics and the data-backed decision-making comes into play, because we want targeted SEO. We want to get conversions based off targeting. We want to reach people who are ready to make a purchase, not just anyone. And the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is not optimizing what matters most to Google. Prioritize your SEO tasks and focus on good quality content that attracts high quality backlinks. And you can see, again, here's some other wins. I've talked about these earlier, but you can see one of these this past client in 2018, they were getting 5,621 visitors a month to their website, which is great. But in 2020, 2 years later, I was able to get them to 54,722 visitors monthly, organic, free organic traffic. And imagine if you had to pay ads to get 54,000 visitors. Even if you're spending $1 per click on those ads, that's $54,000 a month you're going to be spending on ads. Whereas with SEO, you don't have to spend a fraction of that cost. And once you're up there, you're up there. You're not going to just disappear. If you stop spending money on ads, that traffic goes to zero. With SEO, stop doing SEO, you're going to slowly decline, because your competition is going to look at the keywords and your backlinks and try to outrank you, because everything is transparent, but you're not going to disappear. And also you can see Chris. Again, we talked about Chris, where he started off ranking for 31 keywords. Now he's ranking for 131 keywords with over 3,500 monthly clicks. And here's another website that I helped optimize in 2019. They were getting 5,899 visitors to the website. In 2020, they're getting 19,154 organic visitors to the website. So big jump in traffic. And again, think about how much you would spend on ads to get similar equivalent amounts of traffic. And here's Mark again, where he's talked about how he has 2 websites, and I've helped him get to the top of Google, Bing, and Yelp. Just like I can optimize Google, we can optimize you on Yelp. We can optimize on your Google Maps. We can optimize your images. If you're on TripAdvisor, any website, essentially, we could optimize. Amazon, we could optimize to get you ranked higher, your products on Amazon. It's all about just knowing what they're looking for and seeing what your competition's done and how we could do better SEO than they've done. Here's another website that I worked on that they were getting 4,900 visitors back in earlier 2020, or back in March of 2020. And now in May of 2020, they're getting 12,000 visitors, over 12,000 visitors to their monthly to their website organically. We talked about Valerie, how she's tried over 4 different companies over the past years. And within 9 months, I was able to get her ranking for all her keywords and more. And here's another one where they start off with 2,000 visitors a month back in April of 2020 and September of 2020. Now they're getting 5,241 visitors. So doubling their traffic within a few months. So a quick recap of what we talked about today is how to really create a bursting pipeline of new sales and leads using the power of search engine optimization. Our proven strategy to actually help get you more organic traffic from Google that actually converts people off of Google and into your sales funnel, and the exact strategies and techniques we use to get traffic to convert into paying customers. Also showed you how you can create your own high converting SEO campaign, even if you have no SEO experience, and how to turn your website visitors, or how to turn your website into a sales and lead machine by targeting the right audience on Google by using our special techniques to get them to convert. I also talked about how you can spy your competitors' SEO strategies so you can ethically hijack your competitors' traffic and send them into your funnel, all while reducing your dependency on Facebook and Google ads to help make your business more sustainable. So now you have 2 choices. Either you can try to figure out how you can do this on your own, which is what I did, and it works. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of trial and error, or you can learn a proven tested process from someone that's actually mastered SEO campaigns and implemented this on hundreds of websites for myself and for my clients over the past 13 years. And the winner's path will be to see how SEO can be implemented for your business. And over the next 5 days, I've set aside some time to talk with you personally and see if we can help out. And we'll take approximately 30 minutes and we'll map out an exact strategy plan for you to follow so that you can create a new pipeline of sales and leads using SEO. This call will probably be the best, most valuable 30 minutes that you'll spend working on your business a year, because I'm going to show you exactly what needs to be done and how we can get that set up. So if you want to learn more, if you go to SEOoptimizers.com/apply, together we'll dive into your business, sales goals, and get absolute clarity on how you can reach those goals quickly and efficiently using SEO. And what you will get, and you will get an exact strategy to make this happen. And why am I doing this? Well, if you want us to personally work with you to get your sales goals using SEO, and we think it's a good fit, we might invite you to become a client of one of ours. And if that's the case, then we'll walk you through what it would look like and take you on the onboarding process and overview of our program that's designed to help you create a pipeline of sales and leads using SEO to get organic free traffic from Google. So if you want to book your strategy call, you can go to SEOoptimizers.com/apply. Don't miss your free strategy session. And here, just want to show you a couple of quick reviews for some past clients so you can see.
Namaste. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, SEO Optimizers, for helping Performance Yoga. We've picked up a lot of clients online as well as in person, and business is thriving. And I'm really grateful to be able to share my services and be able to be known online thanks to SEO Optimizers. And once again, thanks to the man behind all the magic, Brandon. Thank you. Blessings.
So this is Amrit. I've been working with him for a few months and helped him really transform his fitness business and help him become a personal trainer. And here's another personal trainer that I've helped out over the past couple of years. And
I recently hired Brandon with SEO Optimizers to do some SEO work on my website. I'm a personal trainer in San Pedro, and my website is thefitnesstrainer.us. On Google, if I was to do a search for personal trainer in San Pedro, these are the search results that would pop up. On Google, the top items are paid advertisements. Immediately underneath them in the first organic position is my Yelp profile for the fitness trainer. On Google Maps, the fitness trainer is also in the number 1 slot. As you scroll down further, you will see the homepage for my business listed here in the 5th position. So 3 search results forwarding customers to my website are all at the top of the first page of Google. Big thanks to Brandon from SEO Optimizers for making this happen.
So as you can see, this is kind of what I was talking about at the very beginning, is trying to just maximize that real estate and take up as much real estate on that first page of Google, because if you can have your Yelp there, maps, and your website, that triples the chances of someone clicking onto your listing. So really, if you want to learn more, go to SEOoptimizers.com/apply, and then you can find more information.